Okay, this is my first state of the collection watch collecting video. It is June 2024. Um, I like watching these videos. That's kind of why I created one. I don't have the ultimate collection. I don't think there is such a thing. There's no perfect watch. There's no perfect watch collection. But I've got it to a place where I'm kind of it's a bit mixed, and I'm happy with it. Every watch I have means something personal to me. I've got rid of a few that haven't, but that's, yeah, you guys know how it is with collecting watch videos. So here we go. So I'm going to start. I think I'll probably start with the heavy hitters first because often they don't have that. But I'll start with the Black Bay 58. Let me move these a bit closer. So the Black Bay 58, almost a watch that needs no introduction. It's just a fantastic watch. I like the smaller ones. I have a 7-inch wrist, and I just think this is perfect. When it came out, it ticked all the boxes. It's rugged, sporty, stylish. Let's talk about the fake rivets. I don't mind them. It was the thing that really put me off them, and it really, really put me off for a long time because it's such a nice watch. I was trying to find something wrong with it, and people mentioned the micro adjust and whatnot. You really don't mention them at all, see them at all when it's on your wrist, and I don't think they even show. You see, it kind of hugs the wrist so nicely. You don't really see them. I mean, maybe from that angle, I've got the sky above me, so it's just a lovely watch. The bezel action, superb. It's a kind of do it all. I do baby this one a little bit. I don't take this to the gym or anything else, but I wear it. It's the one I always take with me. It's maybe my most worn, definitely my most worn premium watch. 39 millimeter. Yeah, there's not really much bad I can say about it. I would like it to have a display back, but you know, it's fine. This was it was going to be a 50th birthday gift to myself, but it sold out very quickly, and then COVID happened, so it kind of put the damper on my birthday. And then once we kind of got back to normal, I rushed out and bought it, and just love it. It cost me £2,760 new. I think the price was going up then, but they're no longer in short supply. They've got the Black Bay 58, they've got the 54, they've got the 58 Blue, they've got the GMT, so it's no longer in high demand as much, but I just love it, which I'm kind of glad because they introduced other ones. So it means that everyone's not going to have this. It's not going to be the classic watch of the 2020s, so that's kind of good. Next one I've got, the allergies kicking in here, is a watch I picked up when I was in Japan. There's two things I seek out when I'm traveling. That's good coffee places and good watch stores, or any watch store, just because they have different domestic varieties. This I picked up in Kyoto, and this is the watch that's starting to get a lot more attention now than it was then, but I was aware of it. It's on my radar. It's the Kuoe, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Kuoe Old Smith 90001. I love this watch. It's a quartz watch, but it's the one with the nicest face. It looks like a Japanese station clock, and the aesthetic is just amazing. It's fairly small at 35. They have started making bigger ones, I think a 41. I've tried that, but it just looks out of place. Go and look at the backstory of this. It's great. I visited their studio. They have a store now in Kyoto, but this is before they did. I went to their workshop, and their owner couldn't have been any nicer. And I showed him the next watch I'm going to talk about. It's just beautiful, and the quality of the strap is great. I did upgrade to a sapphire crystal, but I went in there and I said I want this watch with those blue hands, which are beautiful. Um, so they put the hands on for me, they put the crystal on, and I handpicked the strap, and it was just a great customer experience for me. Let me stick it on the wrist, and just amazingly well proportioned, and great. I don't wear this a whole lot because it's kind of my new flavor of the month, and I know it won't take a beating like the Black Bay will. But it's a Seiko, I think it's a caliber VD78A. I'm reading that. I don't know that by heart, but some people went to the movements, so that's all good. The next one. Let me just think. My notes are out of order here. My notes are out of order. This was my father's watch. This he bought in, I want to say Curacao, it might be Panama, on the way back from New Zealand in 1963. And it's got a longer story with it, but and the strap I got at Kuoe while I was there. I'm like a Seamaster. I wouldn't take this near the water. even though it is a Seamaster. It just has a push-down crown, but it's an automatic. It's my first automatic watch. Just beautiful. I had it serviced by a guy who I met through another watch collector, and I just love this to pieces. He was coming back from New Zealand, and before they went through the Panama Canal, I think he went to Curacao, and one of his fellow passengers, they were talking, saying, what are you going to do once you get off the boat? Bear in mind, this is 1963, so across the Pacific took a long time. And he said, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy an Omega Seamaster. And my dad was like, what's that? And he said, I'll tell you, it's only the finest watch ever made. And so he had some money in his pocket. He was coming back from work. A lot of Brits went over there for jobs and the skill shortage they had. And so he bought one, and he passed it down to me while he was still alive. Rest in peace. He's no longer with us, but this watch means, if you can imagine, the world to me. Next one. Now, before I go to the G-Shocks, or a G-Shock, I want to show this one. And this is the Casio W-800H -1AVES. Often just called the W-800. But it is called the Grey Man in watch collecting circles. It's got a huge taper on the wristband there, but it's just great. I love the display. As I get older, my eyesight's, I wear stronger and stronger glasses, but the eyesight's good. It's low profile for a Casio, so it's not the G-Shock. I bought this for £16.24 on Amazon new, so I was like, let's see if I can scratch the itch. Spoiler alert, it didn't. I still got a G-Shock, but I do love this for different reasons. One of the reasons is I use this when I go camping a lot because it's so low profile that it doesn't catch on stuff. You know, you're taking off layers, putting on layers, reaching into drawers, reaching into bags, and a G-Shock's kind of chunky and it will catch on things. And it's just a great size for me. I was worried about the normal squares being too big, but I do love this one. It's got a light. It doesn't come with a countdown timer, but you can look at videos of how to hack this watch. And all you do is take the back off and just remove a bit of solder with a soldering iron and a Q-tip, and you take it off and put it back together, and then you have a timer. There, timer. So I use timers a lot because I'm prone to distraction. But that's the easiest thing to do, and it's kind of quite fun to open a watch. Acrylic crystals, got some scratches on it, but this is good. I mean, yeah. £16, what are you going to do? And now, nice loud beep as well. Often I can also wear this, use this without my glasses. And the other thing I like about it is, and this is something you cannot do with a G-Shock, it sits flat. So you put it here and it pretty much sits flat, and it can just sit on your desk as a watch. Or you can take it off and it won't roll or bounce anywhere. It's kind of, you know, it sits flat. I like that. Okay. That didn't scratch the itch, so I went and bought a G-Shock. I researched this a lot, and I ended up buying the G-Shock, which is the G-Shock Square. I'm going through my notes here to see if I can find about it. Yep, this is the GWM5610 1ER. And the thing about the 5610s are they are solar powered. They also have an automatic update via satellite depending on where you live, so it's always accurate to the second, and it's kind of fun to watch. Yeah, listen to the news when it comes on and glance down your wrist, and it goes 3, 2, 1, and that's the exact time. This is the watch that sits in my watch box, and the watch to which all other watches are set, because this watch is set to the time that all other clocks are set, that being the atomic clock. I get my signal here from Greenwich, but there's a few, and pray they're all in sync. The light's great too. It's actually a, I don't know if you can see it. You cannot see it, but it's a backlight. It doesn't, it illuminates the screen rather than just be a little like this one here. You can see there's a little light down at the bottom. Let's see if we can see that. It comes on there, so you can see the light illuminates the face of the screen, kind of like a front light. This is backlight, and it's kind of a nice greeny light. And it's got everything, you know, it's got time zones. This is the one I probably will wear doing the gardening, working out, that kind of thing. I think it has a, yeah, I think that's a crystal, mineral crystal. I don't think it's sapphire, but it's mineral. And then the advantage of this is it doesn't sit straight, which is kind of good because it means that if you drop it, it will kind of fall either onto the acrylic pads. You know, it's a G-Shock. All right, more G-Shocks to come. The next one coming up is a Seiko SKX007. This is the K2, so it's the one that's made in Korea. That was a little bit cheaper. Not K2, it's made in Thailand, I think. Philippines. So it doesn't say Japan made on those little things, but it's just great. It's a great watch. I changed the bezel out to put a ceramic bezel with the hour markers on it, so I can kind of use it to track 2 time zones, even though it's not GMT. Built like a tank, really nice. I like the Jubilee bracelet. People don't like it because they say it's jangly. This is the first automatic watch I ever bought. So I did have the Seamaster, but again, I didn't buy that. And this kind of like got me really into mechanical watches. It's a gateway watch, like a lot of people say. And it's kind of sits a bit high. See, the bracelet is quite jangly, but I like that it kind of fits to the wrist. I can take out links if I want to, but see, it's kind of sitting flat. So even when it's loose, it's not hanging off. It just kind of finds the contours of your wrist. This I don't baby at all. It's not scratched up. It does have a scratch on the mineral crystal there. It's not sapphire. It's Hardlex, which is proprietary. But yeah, SKX, love it. I'm glad I didn't get the smaller one. Again, 200 meters water resistance, so it ticks all of those boxes. Jingle jangle, but I love it. All right, what's next? We are going to go to probably the oldest watch that I've bought that's still in my collection that I bought, and that is the Skagen SKW6078. I like this watch because it's extremely thin. Let's get it on here. It's extremely thin, 8 millimeters thick. It's a 40 mil. It's kind of got these. I didn't know much about watches when I bought this one, but it's kind of got like, I don't know what that is. Who does that? Frederic Constant, I think, does that. Vacheron Constantin, I think, has these kind of bezels. It's titanium, so it's light. I don't think the bracelet is titanium. It's kind of got these proprietary screw downs. It has a really nice taper. This thing gets a bit dirty, but you can kind of put that back in like I could just use toothpaste and a toothbrush or something. And you can see it's really wiggly. It's back from the time when Skagen was still independent. It's been bought by Fossil now. I don't know if it's Skagen or Skagen in Denmark. It's been to the town with this on, and it's pronounced Skine. But it just feels really nice, and it's so light, like you don't really feel anything's wearing it. The only thing is, this clasp here is a little, it's just like hooked over by friction, and then it's kind of just a catch. That has come off once, but I noticed it, and again, it's not like an action watch. It's kind of dressy, but it's nice and sporty. I like the blue. Again, that's a quartz movement. Really nice. Nice to read if it catches the light without glasses. You can kind of, very easy to read. Next up, this is it's called the Technos. I don't know much about this watch, but I bought it off eBay. Oh, by the way, this was £143 is what this one's worth. I should start saying what they're worth. The Seiko I got for $207, which is a bargain just as it was being continued. I got it from Island Watch and got that sent to me while I was on holiday in the US. All right, so this is quite a unique watch because it's Technos. It's I think it's made in the 70s. It says 17 rubies, 17 jewels. It's a manual wind. I believe it's from the 70s. But for a 70s watch and a vintage watch, it's pretty big. And that's what I like about it. I put it on this leather NATO, but do this one-handed. But it's got some nice presence to it, which I really like. I haven't checked it for accuracy, but like I change my watches out normally every day. Yeah, it's nice. It's kind of got a nice like dome to it there, which I really like. It's kind of profile. It's a bit of a spoon at the back. But I do have it on this NATO thing, so it's quite high off the wrist. But I think that low profile is really nice, and it's plastic. It feels like mineral. I'm not sure, but Really like it. Love the numbers. Love the font on this. I'm a font guy, and look at the 4 on that. It's just gorgeous. I don't like serifs on fonts, but that's a really nice kind of the 8. The way the bottom of the 8 is slightly faster than the top of the 8. It's Swiss made, and it's nice. I love the design. I like the creaminess to it. I can't tell if it's patinaed or what. That's my dog in the background. All right, moving on. We have the Casio. This one's off a strap, and I'll explain why. The LW-204. I bought this. I don't like this watch a whole lot, but for what I use it for, it's okay. Very small. I got this at Macy's for $35, and the only reason I bought it is because it has a repeating timer. Now, the Casio G-Shock doesn't have a repeating timer. I hadn't bought the Gray Man yet, so this has a repeating timer, and it's very hard to read, but very loud beep. And so I use this as a timer just to kind of help me focus when I'm working. I'll sit up for 20 minutes and know when it goes off. I'll have a, or 10 minutes and I'll have a 10-minute break or whatever. But it's very, the light's not good. The light's kind of a backlight. And so, yeah, I just use it as a timer. It's never on a strap. I wouldn't wear it. It's ridiculously small. It's not particularly sleek. And yeah, but enjoyable. Now, my obsession with timers caused me to get the Casio G-Shock, another G-Shock GD350-01. And I really like this way more than I thought it was. The reason I got it is because even though I like timers, I got this one because this has a vibrate alarm, which is really great. Vibration alarm. It's quite a powerful one as well. So it sits on your wrist and it gives you either an alarm for the timer. I think you can do the hour marker and for the alarm. And it's so powerful that my wife has said she can hear it in bed. She's a light sleeper. But I like the proprietary backlight. The proprietary button for the backlight, dedicated button. And so that's good. And I didn't appreciate how good that was until you needed it. So like if the alarm's going off, you just smash that and it will stop the alarm. You don't have to, if you hit any other button, it will also stop the alarm, but sometimes it will go into mode and then you find yourself in world time. As far as world time you can set a bunch of different cities. Also having a proprietary light button means as you go through the cities, you can go back and forward, which is great because if you miss Lisbon and you want to go to London, you don't have to go around all the cities. And there are a lot of cities in this. And I think the reason is because it's so easy to navigate through them. So that's one thing I really like. And it displays them and it scrolls. So it doesn't say Cas, which you can think is that, Casablanca or is it whatever. It's you can actually see where it is. Has a number of alarms, and then for the alarm you can set it to go off once or vibrate or be a alarm for every day. Stopwatch is great and the timer is good. And also the thing I wanted to talk about the timer is one, it's very easy to set. I can then just first of all on the hours, so 23, if I want to set this for 16 hours and 40 minutes, it's 16 back down. See, I went the wrong way intuitively, but I didn't have to go all the way around. And then done, that's set. Now, the other great thing about this timer is, not only can I set it going like this and reset it, I'll go back into time mode, and it's this little metallic button. I press that in any mode, and the timer's going, and it's showing me the timer in dual time, and it's keeping the clock on. And so that will vibrate when it's done. Which is amazing. Once that's on, I can't control the time. I have to go back into timer mode to stop it. But the great thing is whatever I'm doing, I can just say, oh, I need to get my head down for the next 20 minutes. And my timer's already set at 20. It will remember that, and I'll just click that, and it will vibrate when I'm done. I don't have to go to time and think, oh, I'm going to set a timer. It takes the friction out of that, and I love it. Best thing about this watch. Also, once the timer's running in that mode, you can't stop it unless you get a timer. So it's got that going for it as well. Great. This is the watch I'd probably take with me when I'm traveling, because if, my wife says, let's meet in the car park in 15 minutes or whatever, we'll meet someone for dinner at whatever time. It's very, very easy to set the alarm. There are a ton of alarms, so I don't have to interrupt my sleep alarm and reset it later. It's so easy to do that this is kind of the one I take with me because it's durable, it has a great time, it's perfect for my reminders, perfect productivity, takes a beating, and looks great. A little bit big, so I don't wear this when I'm camping because it's kind of sits very high, not too high, 7-inch wrist, but it kind of gets in the way of clothing and stuff like that. So I might wear this like when I'm flying, because then I could just say, okay, land in 7 hours, set 7 hours, and then go. Cool. Next up is the, all right, I'll come back to this one. This is the Shoreham Pembroke. I saw this on Kickstarter. This was the second watch. Shoreham is a British, this is when I started getting a bit interested in micro brands. Shoreham is a micro brand from the UK, so it's great to support UK industry. It's bronze, so it's my first bronze watch. It has a nice big onion-sized crown. It is my first display case back, and just everything about it is really nice. They've knocked it out of the park. I got in early for the Kickstarter of £249. It's $350 now, but it's got limited edition, so I've got watch number 16. That's where it says B0016. Very easy to set. Amazing strap. This kind of strap is so supple, but I think it's a resin, but it's just so nice, very easy to put on. And even the quality of the strap, it has that. The keeper here fits into the back of that, which has a kind of hexagon shape. And again, everything's signed, so it's got nice, that's signed there. I wish this company was doing better and more people know about them. It's partly the reason for making this video. But it's just really nice. It's got the sunburst kind of dial. It's got anti-reflective coating. It's sapphire. It's bronze. It's just, you get so much for your money, and they really knocked it out of the park. A little bit of color in there as well. Really like it. So, talking a bit about this watch. This watch not only came with this strap, but a leather strap, and also a canvas strap, which I put on my next watch. And this is a Timex Weekender. Now I like Timex. I always had an Iron Man when I was growing up, and the Weekender is a great watch, no exception. Now, the reason I got this, I really liked this. One is the Indiglo, which you probably won't see. It'll have to be very, very dark. No, it's not going to show up, which is probably good because it's very, very clear at night. It has a loud tick, like obnoxiously loud. I don't think you're going to hear it, but I wanted this model specifically. One, I like the military look of it, but this model, a lot of Timexes, the ones have little serifs, little loops, and it looks hideous. They look awful. And so you see it on the 11, the 10, the 12, and the 1. The 1 especially looks really bad, but this doesn't, and I really like this. But the tick is so loud that, again, my light sleeping wife says it wakes her up at night, so we don't want that. But this, again, this strap came with a Shoreham, and it's just a lovely strap, so I have this on this one. This was ridiculously cheap, £21 on eBay, with a really broken old strap, so that was a kind of really good purchase for me. My only gold watch, not gold, it's I don't know what it is, it's kind of metallic, it might be brass, I'm not sure, but that is the Citizen. I probably wear this less than any other watch in my collection, but it's an automatic. I didn't have a gold one. It looks nice, it's nice and warm. It's kind of nice with a bit of bling on, not like on my wrist like this, it's too fake Rolexy, but I do like it with like a dark shirt or something like that. It just fits really well. The size is great. 21 jewels, caliber 8200. Oh, I should have mentioned about this amazing value watch. The Shoreham has a Seiko NH35A movement, so it's absolute workhorse. But this one I like. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it, even though I don't wear it very much, partly because I'll never get anything for it, but it's just nice. And it's also Seiko are having a bit of a resurgence at the moment, so that looks good. And so there's some brand heritage there as well. This watch here is the Casio Classic calculator watch. I really don't wear this a lot, but it was given to me by a dear friend from a dear group of friends, and I like it. And we all gave each other watches for a kind of Christmas tradition. And it's just really nice. It's kind of retro. It's got it's instantly recognizable. I don't use a calculator on it because the writing behind it, like I said about failing eyesight. But yeah, this is the keeper. Never get rid of it, and it looks really nice. It looks kind of really geeked out and nice. Also, like I said before, lays flat, and I like that. And the final watch is another G-Shock, and this is the oh, by the way, sorry, I keep going back, but this has a vibrate or a flash alarm. So the other one I got came with that. That was an eBay purchase for £35, both all in, and that was the G-Shock 68900. It also has a flash alarm. It's got a nice kind of appealing little yellow goldy screen. I don't wear this because I don't need another G-Shock, and this one does it all anyway. And this one doesn't have a that amazing timer starter, but it's good. I would like this if I didn't have the other one. It's, you know, it's it's another beta for when this is beat and this is beat and this is beat. Many generations from now, someone might need another one. But again, I buy mostly secondhand G-Shocks. This square was secondhand, but it looks absolutely intact and perfect. I probably will if I ever come to sell it, which I won't. So there we go. There's all the watches here, and thanks for watching, pun intended, and love to see collections, so get out there and make one.